All right, let's get it. What is good, YouTube fam? It's your boy, Austin Wayne, the gambling degenerate, aka the Parlay Prince, and you are now tuned in to another episode of The Answer Key, where you guys got the questions and I got the answers. Locks, predictions, anything NFL betting related, I got you covered right here on this channel. Now, I am on fire, guys, and if you don't believe me, go ahead, watch the other videos and see if I'm lying. I am the only guy on YouTube who's giving you the spread picks, the money line picks, and the total picks for each game of every NFL weekend, guys. Now, remember, this is a new channel, so if you could do me a favor, I kind of set the bar higher. I'm trying to get to 250 subscribers. I know it's not much, but I gotta start somewhere. Do me a favor, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Let's get this channel popping. I would truly appreciate each and every one of you. And make sure you guys leave a comment at the end of this video. I do want to know what your predictions are. If you think I'm crazy, where I went wrong, please guys let me know. Anything you say is more important than anything I could say throughout this video. And make sure you stay with me till the end, because I do have a parlay that I think you guys could cash out on. No financial advice. Without any further ado, let's get this money. Let's get into these Week 12 picks. All right, let's get it. Week 12 football is here. Thanksgiving matchups are here. I'm excited. You know, we got the Buffalo Bills going back to the Detroit Lions Stadium. This is probably going to be a good matchup. I do think points are going to be scored here. You know, Detroit just had the upset over the Giants. That was impressive to me. Let's look at the spread is 10 points favored to Buffalo. Just because Detroit's offense is up and popping right now. Jamal Williams is a goal line machine. I will take the Detroit Lions at plus 11.5 points here. I do think this is going to be closer than people think. I will take the Bills to outright win this matchup, though. And let's see here. The total is 54.5 points. They think this is going to be a little shootout. I'm going to have to disagree. I do think this is going to be an under 55.5 points. I think this is like 27 to 26 type matchup. So something like that. Moving on. We got the New York Giants heading to Dallas to play these high-flying Cowboys right now. They just crushed the Vikings, which was, kind of surprising, I would say. I didn't think the Vikings would let up that much. Obviously, they gave up in about the fourth quarter there. Let's see here. The spread is 9.5 points, favored to Dallas. I can't rock with that because I do know Brian DeBall is a great coach and they like to run the ball, wasting a lot of possession time. So for that, I will take the Giants at plus 11 points here, keeping it closer for the ratings on Thanksgiving. I will take the Cowboys to actually win this matchup, though, divisional. So I think it's a closer game than people think. 20 to 17. Type matchup. And then the total here is 44.5 points. I'm going to take the under in this matchup. I do think the Giants defense will hold the Cowboys offense in check, especially after they scored so many last week. So I'm taking the under 45.5 points. That's my final answer. Moving on. We got the New England Patriots heading to Minnesota to play these Vikings. Now the Vikings just got their ass kicked. And the Patriots have been playing outstanding defense the last couple weeks. I think this is kind of a trap game. I do think people probably think the Vikings pull it together and beat this Patriots team. But the Patriots defense, I'm pretty sure, is the number one in the league, at least against the run, I'm pretty sure. So, this is hard for me. The spread is 3 points favored to the Vikings, which is kind of surprising. I'm going to take the Patriots at plus 4.5. You don't have to like my picks. This is how I bet here, guys, and I get money, I promise you. So Patriots plus 4.5. I'm taking them for the money. I do see an upset here. I think Matt Judon goes crazy, and I do think that secondary can hold Stephon Diggs in check. The front is going to slow down Dalvin Cook. I think, that pressure is going to get to Cousins. Vikings have a great record. I can see them losing 2 in a row just like the Bills. So I'm taking the Patriots plus 1.5, Patriots money line here, and then the total here is 42.5 points, the lowest total of the Thanksgiving games. I will take the under here, under 43.5 points, defensive matchup. Moving on, we got the Denver Broncos heading to Carolina to play these Panthers. Denver just got swept by the Raiders by another year. Not surprising there. I told you it would happen. And, Carolina, they just got beat by the Ravens. Close matchup, but their defense was looking good, just like I predicted. Slow first and second quarter. Let's see here. The Broncos are surprisingly favored by 2.5 points in this matchup. Call me crazy. I'm taking the spread again for Carolina at plus 4 points. I'm taking them for the money. I do see that defensive front getting to Russell Wilson, especially in their home stadium. They deserve this dub here. And the total here is 36 points. I think it's the lowest total of the weekend. I will take the under in this matchup. This is a defensive game to me, under 37.5 points. Moving on, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading to Cleveland to play these Browns. This should be a good matchup. Once again, I see another defensive matchup here. The unders have been on fire this season, so I feel like it keeps it rolling. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are favored by 3.5 points in this matchup. They do need a dub. Not so bad. I'm pretty sure they are winning the division, but it wouldn't hurt to have one more. I'm pretty sure they got Atlanta on their tail. So I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at minus 2 points in this matchup. I'm taking them outright. And the total here is 42.5 points. I'm taking the under 43.5 points. 21-17 is my prediction. Moving on, we got the Atlanta Falcons heading to Washington to play these Commanders. I do think this will be an outstanding matchup, actually. Let's see here. The Washington Commanders are favored by 4.5 points in this matchup. I don't know if I can rock with that. I do think Atlanta is a pretty well-coached team, and I do like what they're doing on offense the last couple weeks. They've had a couple surprising wins in the last 4 or 5 weeks. So I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons at plus 6 points in this matchup. This is going to be hard for me. I will take the Washington Commanders to win. I know it's going to be a close one, but I will take them to win. And then the total is 42 points. I do see this being an over, actually. So let's go over 40.5 points for me. Moving on. If you don't know, I buy 1.5 a point for every total and spread. Let's see here. Baltimore Ravens heading to Jacksonville to play these Jaguars. This should be a good matchup as well. I do think more points will be scored in this matchup than Baltimore's last game. Let's see here. Baltimore is favored by 4 points. It's about time they go on a little run here. But Baltimore's secondary isn't too crazy. So this is hard. I'm going with the Ravens at minus 2.5 points. The spread is 4. I'm buying 1.5. So minus 2.5 points for me for the Ravens. I'm taking them outright. And the total here is 43.5 points. Just because the unders, this could go both ways, guys. I do see Trevor Lawrence snapping, but just because of the defenses, Andre Sisco, Devin Lloyd, Marcus Peters, Humphreys, Roquan Smith, I'm going to take the under in this matchup, under 44.5 points. Moving on. We got the Chicago Bears heading to New York to play these Jets. Let's see here. The Jets are favored by 4.5 points. They just had a sad loss against the Patriots last week. Last couple seconds, they had a punt return for a touchdown. I'm sure that was crushing for New York. I don't know if Justin Fields is going to play in this game. I think they would be smart to let him sit and heal. This is a tough one for me. I will take the Chicago Bears. I do think is it Trevor Siemian? I do think is the backup at plus 6 points. So I'm taking the Bears at plus 6 points in this matchup. I will take the Jets outright to win. I do think their defense slows down Montgomery. Mooney is not too much of a threat. And, another low-scoring total, 39.5. 4 points is the spread. I will take the under in this matchup, under 40.5 points. Like I said, without Justin Fields, I don't think they do much. So, and even with Justin Fields, I think that defensive front for New York is too strong. So under 40.5 points. Moving on, Cincinnati Bengals heading to Tennessee to play these Titans. You know, Titans just had a good victory last Thursday against the Packers. Bengals showed out with Samaje Perine. They think it's going to be a close game. They got the spread at 1.5. This is tough for me. It really is, guys. I'm going to have to take... I think the Titans... they slow down the Bengals offense just a bit. Bengals offense been clicking, and I don't know if Chase is going to be back just yet. I hope so for their sake, but I don't think so. Titans been looking good. Their offense has been snapping. Mike Vrabel got some sneaky plays in there. I will take the Tennessee Titans at plus 3 points in this matchup. I'm taking them for the money because you got to have that money. Got to throw in some underdogs, and the total here is 42.5 points. I will take the over in this matchup just because the spread is 2 points. So, yeah, like 28 to 26, something like that. So, over 41.5 points for me. Moving on. Houston Texans heading to Miami to play these Dolphins. I do believe this is one of the highest spreads of the weekend at 13 points, favored to Miami. It's going to be hard to see if I want to start Jeff Wilson this week. Houston's just not looking good. I don't know if they need a quarterback or they need some wide receivers. I know Michi should be coming back, but they need something for their team. Let's see here. I'm going to have to rock with the Miami Dolphins at minus 11.5 points for this matchup. I do think this is kind of a blowout. I do think they run away with it in the end. I'm taking them outright, obviously, and the total here is 46 points. Like I said, they run away with it. I do think this is an under 47.5 points. A lot of unders this year, just because there was a bunch of overs in the preseason. They rig it. You got to watch it, guys. Then we got the Las Vegas Raiders heading to Seattle to play these Seahawks. So, I'm just going to say Raiders had an impressive sweep over the Broncos. I didn't expect them to go off on the number one defense like that again. Number one secondary, at least. So, the Seattle is favored by 4 points in this matchup. I do think that Geno Smith, I don't know, he runs into problems against Max Crosby. Devontae Adams is kind of warming up. I don't think Seattle's secondary is too crazy. I do think this is kind of like a little bit of a shootout. I think Raiders' offense starts to click a little bit. But I do see the Raiders pulling something together here just to surprise people. I'm taking the Raiders at plus 5.5 points for this matchup. I will take them for the money. Okay, I'm taking that money, Derek Carr. And the total here is 47.5 points. I will take the over in this matchup, so over 46.5 points. Like I said, a little bit of a shootout. Moving on, we got the Los Angeles Chargers heading to Arizona to play these Cardinals. Chargers have played their heart out against the Chiefs. Sadly, they can't beat the MVP, Travis Kelce. That is I'm talking about. Watch out, can a tight end win it? And, Arizona, I just don't think they have it. It looks like they got blown out by the 49ers. They got problems on defense, I do believe. For that, I will take the Chargers passing attack to dominate in this matchup. The Chargers are favored by 4.5 points. I will take that at minus 3 points for the Chargers. I'm taking them outright. And the total here is 47.5 points. I do believe Kyler comes back in this matchup. So I do think this will once again be another shootout. So over 46.5 points for me. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Rams heading to Kansas City to play these Chiefs. So let's see here. I'm pretty sure this is the largest spread of the weekend, so that screams trap to me. I don't think Cooper Kupp will be back just yet. I'm hoping Allen Robinson has another touchdown in this matchup. Hopefully Matt Stafford can throw all over this KC secondary. The spread is 14.5. I'm taking the Rams at plus 16 points in this matchup. That's got to be a lock. If that's not a lock, then I don't know anymore. I will take the Chiefs to win this matchup, keep their streak going for the first round bye in the playoffs. And then the total here is 44.5 points. I think this is a sneaky, this is a sneaky, a shootout, excuse me. So I'm taking the over 42.5 points for this matchup. Moving on, we got the New Orleans Saints. We got two Sunday night matchups. The New Orleans Saints versus the San Francisco 49ers. As long as Andy Dalton is starting for this team, I don't see much hope. I know they beat the Rams, but that was, that's against the Rams. That's not saying much. They barely beat them. The spread is 9 points favored to San Francisco here. After what they just did to the Cardinals, I see them keeping that going. Their offense is looking nice with Hemi Guapolo, that new name they gave him. Christian McCaffrey. That defense is just suffocating, especially against the Saints wide receivers who don't really got much going on. I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers at minus 7.5 points. I will take them outright. And the total here is 43 points. I do think this is going to be a defensive matchup. I don't think Saints offense does much. I think they suffocate Olave, so 44.5 points under for me. Next Sunday night matchup, we got the Green Bay Packers heading to Philadelphia to play these Eagles. It seems like Packers lose against the bad teams and play pretty well against the good teams. The Eagles are favored 7 points in this matchup. I do think this will be closer than people think. Two green teams. Let's rock with the Packers at plus 8.5 in this matchup. I do think that Christian Watson, Aaron Jones has a pretty good game here. I will take the Eagles to actually win this matchup, though, by like 3 points, I'm thinking. So Eagles, money line, and then I'm taking, let's see here, the total is 46.5 points. To Eagles defense, I just see it. I don't know why. I see him slowing down Aaron Rodgers with that defensive line under 47.5 points for me. Moving on. At the last game of Week 12, we got a pretty good matchup. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers heading to Indianapolis to play these Colts. They think this game is going to be pretty close. The spread is 2.5 points here, guys. I just don't believe in Matt Ryan, I think. Michael Pittman might have a good game here, but Pat Freiermuth is starting to catch on. George Pickens starting to snap. Kenny Pickett. It's about time for him to start getting some dubs. He's lost enough in his career at start off. It seems like rookies always have a couple losses in the beginning of their career. And, I just see him. This is a perfect game for them to win. The spread is 2.5 points. I'm taking the Steelers at plus 4 points in this matchup. I'm taking them for the money to end the week. Gotta have some money. And then the total here is 39 points. As long as TJ Watt's playing, I do see this being a defensive matchup. Colts secondary is not too bad. So this is like a, what am I thinking here? Like a 17 to 13 matchup, I think. So under 40.5 points for me. All right, guys. I do have a little bit of a parlay that I think you guys could win this week. A lot of totals. Actually, my first one of the week is going to be Minnesota Vikings and the Patriots under 43.5 points. I do think that is a lower scoring matchup. The next one is the Tampa Bay Bucks against the Cleveland Browns money line. I do think they take that matchup. Baltimore Ravens against Jacksonville Jaguars money line. I do think they absolutely take that matchup. Chicago Bears at the New York Jets. I will take the under in this matchup, under 40.5 points for me. Of course, I am taking the Miami Dolphins at minus 11.5 points. I do think they're going to run all over the Houston Texans. And then the last one of the week for me, the Chargers at Arizona Cardinals. I do think they throw all over the secondary, guys. So, a little 16 parlay, not financial advice. You might be able to win some money there. If you guys enjoyed this content so far, go ahead, do me the biggest favor. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. I told you this is a brand new channel. I'm trying to get to 250 subscribers. I would truly appreciate each and every one of you. And make sure that you leave a comment at the end of this video to let me know how crazy you think I am. Anything you say is way more important than anything I could say throughout this video. Without any further ado, that's a wrap for Week 12. Let's go get this money, guys. Peace.